This podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a great way to have a podcast. All you simply have to do is download the app and you can get started from there. You don't even need any equipment. You can record straight from the app off your phone. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out which platform is best for you. Anchor will distribute to all platforms, including Spotify and Apple Music. So why don't you go download the app and get started on your podcast today? Get your voice out there. What's happening? It's your boy Pete McCorvey. Appreciate you rolling up on the porch to holler at me. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's go. What's happening, everybody? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Petey Mac. I'm coming to y'all on this Sunday, this beautiful Sunday, even though it's cold in the polar bear's toenail, oh hell. Which should be my last episode here in Washington State. Yeah, this is probably going to be my last go-round for the go-round on the porch here in Washington State. Got to find me, but they don't have porches in Southern California, so I'm going to say a veranda, a deck, or as they used to call it on Golden Girls, a lanai. I never, even to this day, I still don't know what a lanai is, but I know they used to call it that on the Golden Girls. This is my last one here in Washington State. It's been an eventful 18, 19 months up here. Had me a lot of ups, had a lot of downs out here. Made some friends, made some enemies, made a little love. Should have had a V8 other times. You got to be older to catch that reference. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here like Tuesday. I do my last final show. Ha Tuesdays, Jazz Bones, 8:30. Just past downtown Tacoma, Washington, on 6th Ave. It's gonna be a couple other people on that show. My man Matt North is going to be on the show. I ain't seen him in a while, man, so this is going to be the last time I see him. Y'all be on the lookout for him in the future, man. He's new comic, very talented. I really wish I could have got to work with Matt a little bit more. It's going to be hosted by my boy, Bo Blast. They said they're going to be filming it, so I'm looking forward to that. Just been kind of lazy this weekend. Especially on Sundays, man, cause since NFL football is gone, Sundays just kind of don't seem right without football. I mean, baseball starting to crank back up. A friend of mine down in San Diego, he put up a post about the Padres already playing with preseason, but it seemed like baseball, as soon as baseball ends, they right back cranking it back up again. That is the longest and most boringest sport to watch. It's like, why is y'all season so long? Oh my God. But yeah, man, it's gonna be weird. After meeting people I met here, because I gotta go back to San Diego. It's my third go around to San Diego. I'm wondering if God is telling me that may be when my time is up in the Navy where I need to just settle down for a little bit. Because like where I've been in the Navy, all roads lead to San Diego. My first tour was in San Diego. Came back from a second tour. It was the ship I'm on now was home port out of San Diego. We went on deployment. We came back to San Diego for 45 days. Then we coming up here, and now I'm going back to San Diego. So everybody say you can either be like a East Coast sailor or West Coast sailor. I'm not either or. I am a San Diego, a sand dog. Or as they say in the hood down a Dago. I'm a Dago sailor. That's why I made my bones, and that's most likely why I'm going to finish my career out, God willing, in 10 months. Because it's time for me to go on roll. I'm tired, boss. Navy got a lot out of me. BMF is starting to pick up, man. Oh, my goodness. It's getting real in the field now, man. They had, oh my God, the last episode, I ain't gonna spoil it for nobody. Man, they had Snoop Dogg bring that thing out as Pastor Swift. He came from around the podium and he said, nigga. And then he flashed that thing. He the only man on that show I didn't see really get Lamar to back down. That was crazy. But what killed me is when Snoop went back to the podium. He said, they almost made me revert back to my East Side ways. And if you know anything about Snoop Dogg, you know he wasn't talking to character about his East Side of Detroit. That was Snoop talking about him being an East Side rolling 20s Long Beach Crip, man. That was I found funny to me. So that was good. What else I want to talk about if I jump into it? Harlem is starting to get interesting. The Amazon Prime show Harlem. I'm watching that. I don't know how to feel about Harlem. I'm gonna be honest. It's the one thing I will say I don't like about Harlem. Cause I'm not gonna criticize sisters getting money because it's just two things I kind of just don't like about Harlem. Harlem to me, one, it's the same thing as the show Run the World, which stars Brisha Webb. If y'all remember her, she was the ghetto secretary on the TV One sitcom with Tatiana Lee. Loved that girl. She was like the lead in their show, but it seemed like it's the same thing. It's almost like when 98 came out and they had Armageddon and Deep Impact. It's the same exact show, just two different ways. But I will say this, on Run the World, they got a little bit more graphic with the sex than they do on Harlem. You know, them ladies, I guess because a lot of those ladies are established actresses. I know Megan Good and Grace Byers, they are established, so you know they ain't getting naked. Megan Good, she had a career that spanned from the 90s all the way up to now, like almost damn near 25, 30 years. And Grace Byers, she showed her acting chops as a Nika on Empire. So, she's a very classy woman and so she's like, nah, I'm not doing that. I like how they did, though, put Grace Byers' husband, Trey Byers, who I always said was a hell of an actor and got cheated out of a lot of roles as Andre on Empire. I like how they put him in there and they got him as her love interest now. So I dig that. I like to see real life couples interacting and showing their vibe and their chemistry, especially considering how he was on Empire when he was trying to kill her ass as Anika. So that's good to actually see them in their natural habitat. That's beautiful. Only thing I will say I don't like about Harlem is how they did the character Angie. Because, her character is that average stereotype. The dark skin, very promiscuous, i.e. hoish friend, and I can't think about nothing but just dick all the time. Can't think about commitment to just hopping on this dick and hopping on the next. That's one of the only flaws that I had. This shit loud and she uncouth. They just made her the too stereotypical of a character. That's my only flaw with it. Other than that, it could go for a modern day R-rated version of Living Single. Yeah, I know that's what I like. And speaking of which, like going over, we talk about colorism and everything, man. I just finished watching the new season of Proud Family Louder and Proud, and I don't know what it is about black shows, man. I really don't. They will get a fire ass first season. Then the second season come out and they start throwing a whole bunch of weird bullshit. Just let's come up with this idea. Let's go with this idea. Let's go. And it's like none of it. It's just outlandish shit. It's like, well, let's just see how over the top we can get. And that's really honestly what I felt they were doing on this season of the Proud Family Louder and Prouder. It's like you got this one episode that dealt with colorism. Zoe was liking this actor, this child actor, and they said he only wanted to go with Zoe because he was white. But the episode, whoever the writers was, they did a horrible job of trying to display colorisms, because what it turned out being is that Penny, La Cienega, and her other friends, Michael, and the new girl Maya, and everybody else, because they got like umpteen thousand. They didn't expand the clique so much. They never really like showed it was colorism. It's like, why Noah wants you Because, like, if you know anything about Zoe's character on this rendition and the OG rendition, she was kind of nerdy. Well, ain't no kind of nerd. She was nerdy. So basically, they was like, they mentioned it. I mean, they threw a line out there, but it's basically like, well, that's got to be the only reason he wants you because you nerdy and this, that, and the third. I'm like, so y'all just shitting on her. That's basically, it basically was like showing that they looked down on her and they was just pissed that he went with her over them, knowing how nerdy and, not not hip and all that shit that she was. And so I didn't like that. Then they did an episode that was like Us, the movie Us, and it's like, okay, y'all just throwing shit all out of left field. Now, like, the one episode I will say that they did, because you need to tackle like modern things that's going on. I like how they had her twin, one of the babies, her twin brother BB from BB and CC. I like how they showed him having signs of autism, bringing awareness to autism. So I did dig that because it's happening. I did love the Juneteenth episode. That was good. But yeah, it was a couple of those episodes there that I just really wasn't feeling, man. I just really wasn't. I wasn't digging them. Also, was back on TV 9. My show came back. My show Snowfall is back. I saw the first 2 episodes. Ooh, Franklin and Jerome, they finna go at it, boy. And I'm here for it. I want to see who gonna fall because one of them ain't making it out this season. One of them ain't making it out this. I'm hoping that my boy Franklin pull it out. But it's like real life, like a lot of these shows. You can't do all that much dirt and then walk off into the sunset. That's just not realistic. But one thing I would say Franklin did show us about actual life, though, because everybody was clowning his girl V. Everybody was like, all the women he messed with, V ain't the finest one, and all that. I'm just trying to see what's gonna go on. I mean, but that just goes to show you, it ain't always gonna be the chick who the finest gonna walk away with the baddest. I mean, the best dude. Because if you look at a lot of dudes who are sex symbols, and I hate to say it, but if you look at their wives, ain't linear with them on the sex symbol bar. So that ought to let you know it ain't all about the looks. It's about what's on the inside. Now, don't get twisted. You need to be attracted to somebody. And I mean, some of them like, oh, they cute. They just ain't that fine. And some of them like, bro, I don't know what the hell you saw in her. But if you like it, I love it, I guess. So that's something that V has taught us on Snowfall. That's a little lesson I got from it. Speaking of, it ain't always about what's on the outside. Oh, my man, Michael B. Jordan. I'm glad this brother got him a W. Not with Creed coming out with him and the other king, Jonathan Major. Shout out to him because that man been kicking ass in Hollywood lately. I'm talking about an interview for a red carpet. Media personality, L'Oreal, if you listen to the podcast Bully and the Beast, I used to listen to that all the time. I don't know why I've been seeing anything pop up on my social media, but I'm going to have to go check it out. So she was interviewing Michael B. Jordan for the red carpet premiere of Creed. So then she tried to so a little while back, I remember she did an interview for some magazine or something. She was talking about she remember him from junior high in New Jersey, saying they was calling him corny because he was trying to get his modeling and his acting career off. He come to school with his headshots and they was like shitting on him and this, that, and the third. So she went up to him and she tried to like name drop like, oh yeah, I remember we went to middle school in Newark and all that. And then Michael B just like real slick and real slick. You remember it was Corny Kid, right? And then she looks like, oh, no, I ain't mean you was corny. I said, yeah, you did. He said, I remember. He said, yeah, I heard that. I heard it. And he wasn't like being bitter or, he wasn't being like bitter or salty about it at all. He just was just doing it in there just like to make somebody stand on their word. And she was like, nah, we were just making fun of you. And they said, no, I heard this. Like, all right, so just do all that. Then, what I love what Michael B. Jordan did when she tried to keep talking, Jonathan Majors, I don't know if it was intentional. Jonathan Majors saw this happening, or he just was like, he just came up. My man Michael B. Jordan just ignored her, paid her dust, and just went to have a conversation with Jonathan Majors. And then she was like, this is what she showed when she was thirsty at. She was, it's just a battle for the sexiest man right here, who's the sexiest man, and they still paying the dust talking to each other. So then finally she tried to pin them against each other. It was like Batman. So no, it ain't nothing like that. She said, would it be Batman and Batman or Superman? She was trying to get one of them to turn against the other, and it just all failed. And I loved every single moment of that because it just showed how people, once you get up there, elevated in life, even if they perceive you elevated, because all the time we may not really be elevated, they'll perceive that you elevated like that. They'll start to try to backtrack. Nah, bro, I ain't believe you like that, because I've even had that happen to me. Like, I do comedy, and I'm not where I want to be at all in the comedy game. But I've done some stuff, and I perform with some people. I perform on some pretty significant stages with some pretty significant people in the game. Like this year alone, I opened for Link Johnson. I featured for Alex Thomas, opened for Brandon T. Jackson, and opened for Ha Davis in this year alone. And I know I've seen people when I go back from high school, like they'll see me a couple times I went home. This before the pandemic, like even like early days of Navy, right before the Navy, people were like, man, yeah, I see you do comedy, man. You know, you was always funny to me. And I'm like, oh, appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Yeah, you always funny to me. I'm like, man, in the back of my mind, like, that motherfucker so full of shit. You used to couldn't stand me. These think I was corny and lame. And where I was from, we call being lame green. I know in Florida it mean like you on some fuck shit, you kind of foul. You know, in other places they say you green, that mean you like country, like you new, you don't know. Where I'm from, we say green, that mean you like, you corny, lame. So I won't get mad at them. I'll let them say what they got to say. And then I go about my business. And I might be with somebody, I know, like, that man so full of shit. That man couldn't stand me in high school. But the thing I like the most is I've had this happen a few times, but mainly the times this has happened is since I've been Navy. I've had two chicks that this happened with, that I was really pursuing, and then nothing happened. One of them I actually was in a relationship with. The other one I was trying to pursue her, and that didn't happen. They'll start seeing my name on flyers around, doing comedy, and then they'll come, I see your comedy popping, I'm happy for you, and I'll be like, yeah, appreciate it. And then I know what they talking about, you trying to sneak your way back in my life, and all I be like, I do like that old song, I hit the hymen on that hoe, watch out a little bit. And then they hate that, pay their ass dust. And I don't do it be mean. I just be like, appreciate it. Like, I can count on your support. Oh, that's all you want to say to me? I mean, what else I want to say to you? You don't want to talk to me. You don't want to be with me no more. And they just be real shocked. They be like, but I'm just letting you know you was doing good. And I'm looking at them like, okay, you told me that. Like, do you think I'm going to hop on you now? And they just be, I'll be like, have a good night. And I just walk off. Now, outside, I'm like, just brushing off my shoulders, like Jay-Z say, getting the dust off your shoulder. But on the inside, I'm gotcha, bitch. But yeah, man, your best revenge to people like that is success. That is your best revenge. And that's what I try to be selfish. Not to like, I'm going to show them. I really honestly want to be successful so I can know I did a good job. And then, to be honest with you, I want to be successful because there's people out there who believe in me, and I want them to know that your belief is not in vain. Like, it's people rooting for me who some of them I've met, some I've never met, some of them I want to cross paths with one time. But I'm out here trying to be successful and push forward in whatever life has for those people who root for me. That's the thing I want to tell anybody listening to this. Don't be trying to push forward for your haters or anything like that. Man, fuck them. Because if you're doing that for you got the wrong motivation anyway. There's people out there who are praying for you every night, who rooting for you, biggest cheerleaders you can. You need to do that so they can look at people and say, what I tell you about my boy, what I tell you about my girl. I told you that they with the shits. That's who I put for. I want to have somebody to be proud of me. Because I'm going to be honest, I've never really had anybody just have, to like recently, like to I like joined the military, started doing comedy in my later years. I've never really had people, that many anyway, let me not say none because I don't want to tell that lie, that really just been like, that dude got it. I've never had like that whole like group of people just be like, oh, he with it. I've had like onesie, twosies here, but I'm starting to get more of that, and I like it. And I want those people to know that I'm in this to win it for them. I don't give a damn about my haters, because even then they gonna find a way to hate me. Like, I remember when you wasn't shitting, you was doing it, because you always got all them niggas that do that. So you don't even push forward with that type of stuff. You push forward for people who love you. But I will say this though, what she did and how she kind of did that gave me away to people who are full of shit. And I'm gonna say this, I actually went long on everything else I was doing before in this episode, so I'm just gonna condense this because I ain't trying to be on the porch too long. I got a lot of things I got to do. We live in a world with a lot of people full of shit, and they say they don't want to date nobody, don't want to deal with nobody, and it's always mainly dating. And it's always got something to do with some external factors that really don't play a big role in who that person is, as their character or anything like that. It's just external factors and they blanket statements just to justify the bullshit that person went through, and which was probably on their own accord, and they knew. And instead of taking ownership and accountability, big word here, accountability, a lot of people don't know it. I'm not going to say women in general, because men don't have it. I know some men who don't have it too. They don't take accountability for things going sideways in their life. And these are three type of people who I look at them as that are full of shit when they try to blame these certain factors on people. The number one factor I hate, what people do when they try to blame something, is somebody's occupation. I can't stand somebody blaming something on somebody's occupation. I'm in the U.S. Navy right now. And when I first went to San Diego, I was under the impression, I've been told by a lot of people, oh man, you in the Navy, you in the military, man, you're going to have women throwing themselves at you left and right, left and right, left and right. So get out there, tell a couple of women that I'm in the Navy. I don't just walk around, hey, I'm in the Navy, throwing my ID out, and I'm just get to talking, I'm chilling, and then you be like, oh, I'm in the Navy, and then their nose will turn like, oh, hell nah, you in the Navy, whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. You in the Navy, no, I can't deal with you. So finally, I kept hearing that a lot, and then finally I asked a local guy from San Diego. I'm like, I don't understand this, man. Why am I keep getting this? Every time I tell a chick from the Navy that turn, and he from Southeast San Diego, and if you know anything about Southeast San Diego, that's the hood, man. So he was like, hey, homie, I'm gonna tell you straight up. He said, reading these chicks do that, homie. That's my SoCal gangbang voice. Reading these chicks do that, homie. It's because by the time they turn 18, they run down that base, homie, and they start fucking with y'all, and they thinking y'all gonna do right because y'all quote-unquote goody two-shoes and all that, but they don't realize y'all just street niggas with uniforms, so then y'all dog them out like we do, and now they want to blame it, and a couple of them pop out some babies, or half of them run their money up, or, screw their friends, and now they want to say, oh, man, them Navy dudes ain't worth nothing and all that. So that's one people I do, because you can't judge everybody on their job, because a lot of people, it's not a lifestyle. Somebody's job is not their lifestyle. Some people's job is just a job. Like for me being in the Navy, I don't give a damn about half this shit in the Navy. I just know I'm going to get a check on the 1st and the 15th. All I need to do is be there on time, follow the rules y'all told me to and not cuss nobody or punch nobody out who is more superior than I am. Like I said, a lot of that based on you fell for a certain type of dude, or female, that was your type that you go for. You thought that you were gonna be different to him. You found out you wasn't different to him, and now you look like Boo Boo the Fool. And it's nobody's fault but your own. The second type of person I hate is this person who judges you based on where you're from. Based on where you're from. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of this shit myself. I'm very guilty of this shit. But a lot of people be like, I don't want to mess with that person because they from there, and I don't want to mess with that person because they from there, and this whoop de whoop de whoop. And it's like, man, you can't. That person didn't choose where they was born. Now, just because you was out there running around messing with somebody from there and they dogged you out, that is not fair to discount this person as a good person because of your past experience. And like I said, I'm guilty of that. But I'm working on that. But I hate to say it, though. And it's hypocritical of me. I ain't going to lie to you. We on the porch. Like, you go and sit on the porch with your aunt and uncles. You hear them talking, they going to say no hypocrite. I try to do that, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of supporting factors in why somebody won't mess with somebody. If you've had a lot of interaction with people from a certain area or a certain area, region, state, city, whatnot, you start to be like, no. And I still do that to this day. And I'm not going to lie, 85% of the time, I'm right on point. Because it's just certain ways, certain places move. I'm sorry. I don't like it myself. Especially being from Mississippi, because as soon as people find out I'm from Mississippi, they be like, oh, y'all Southern dudes, y'all this, that, y'all ignorant, y'all never. I've walked in the room as a Southern dude and been the most intelligent, most educated of all the stupid niggas in there. And have actually gotten them out of trouble. I've gotten them out of sticky situation. They look at me stupid. I'm like, well, this a country boy. I said, but you gotta remember, I'm a country boy who's educated. Unlike you GED having motherfuckers. Like I said, that was a double-edged sword for me. I don't like it, but I practice it. And I know you're saying you sound like a hypocrite and full of shit. Well, if you don't like it, you can turn this off and you get your own damn podcast. They don't give a fuck about how you feel. Now, this last one, I cannot stand with a passion. And any lady listening to it, which I doubt it, but any lady that's listening to this, if you come at me with this, you might as well just block me on everything, lose my number, don't ever call me again, because I can't stand this shit. That's them people who do the zodiac signs and what is it, the lining up with the planets? Because I know the zodiac signs, and I'm going to say the stars and shit. I don't want to say astrology, astronomy, because I might mix them up. The people who do zodiac signs and the stars and the planets line up, you know, Mercury's in retrograde and Venus need Gatorade. You know the type of motherfucker. If you come at me as one of those people, I'm just going to tell you get the fuck out. Like, I do not like those people. That's a number one way you can turn me off. Because I hate women do, well, I can't do that because, I'm an Aquarius and you're a Gemini. No, stop. Because I used to mess with a Gemini that has nothing to do with him being a Gemini. It had to do with you fell for that nigga because he drove a Charger. He had on J's and you saw all the girls liked him. He was popping on IG and he could get you in all the clubs. And then you realize he dogged you because there's a reason why he gets you out of the club and all them girls liked him. And he had that Charger because he wanted to have people ride in it. There was a reason you overlooked all that, so now you got to blame it because of his zodiac sign. Had a young lady that used to work with me not too long ago. She transferred. We were sitting there talking. I don't know if she would flirt with me or not, but you know how that is. She was just full of shit. She was kind of cute, but she was full of shit because half time I ask her some shit, and there'd be all kind of holes in her story. So she hit me with a astrology. She hit me with the question said, "What's your sign?" I said, "Hey, Shawty, I'm gonna shut you the fuck down right there. I don't play that. Just go on shit. And I just want to know what it is. I just need to ask her a question." I said, "What does it matter?" I said, "I was born on a date in a month." In a year. That's all you need to know. So she asked me when I found out, I said, I'm an Aquarius. She's like, oh, that makes sense. She's like, 'cause my ex-husband, he was an Aquarius, and he just be running through the house acting a fool. And I said, that ain't got nothing with him to do with being an Aquarius. Sound like the nigga was ADHD. It had nothing to do with him being an Aquarius. It had nothing to do with him being Aquarius, because when I was younger, I suffered from ADHD. But I do happen to be Aquarius. But that ain't the point of what I'm telling y'all. The point is, it ain't had nothing to do with his zodiac sign, where he said the nigga was chemically imbalanced. That's why he was running around like that. So you got to avoid people like that, man. Those are 3 type of people I avoid. Well, that's been my time for my last time on the porch in Washington. Next time y'all be speaking to me, might be a while because I got to travel down to San Diego, take my car and all my belongings down there. Then I got to fly back to meet the ship, and then halfway through next month, and don't give y'all the exact date, we're going to sail down. So it's probably going to be might be end of March, beginning of April, before I talk to y'all again on the porch. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and say this is going to be the season 1 finale of Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk, man. I know it's kind of sporadic, but a lot of moving pieces. It was kind of hectic up here in me for Washington, but we'll be back, new season. Hopefully I can get some people on the porch with me, more people. We've had a couple people come on the porch with me, but maybe we can get like some more guests on the porch. Might bring back some of the guests, and we just sit up and talk shit. But until that time, y'all, walking off the porch for the last time. I got to get off because I got to sweep off this porch up here in Washington before I get off. So last time from my porch in Washington, y'all be cool, stay calm, and get paid. I'll let y'all.